Welcome to the Hometown Bluegrass Show with Kentucky boys Tim Batts and Josh Williams. Tim is a music promoter, radio host, and passionate bluegrasser, and Josh is a 20-time Bluegrass Guitar Player of the Year. This podcast is all about bluegrass music, where they swap stories, crack jokes, and pick on each other. Josh even plays a song or two in each episode. Plus, they sit down with bluegrass artists and insiders for interviews you won't hear anywhere else. It's music, it's laughs, it's all things bluegrass, right here on the Hometown Bluegrass Show. Now, here are your hosts, Tim Batts and Josh Williams.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Hometown Bluegrass Show podcast. This here is episode 91 of our illustrious career.
Wow.
Yeah, man. And we are glad to be here. How you doing, Mr. Williams?
We are quickly approaching the triple digits, man.
I know it. I mean, it ain't gonna be long. We'll have to have a big party or something. Invite both of our friends.
Let's work on that. Let's work on that for both of us. Yeah, we'll each throw each other a party.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Well, cool, man. It's another great episode coming at you, and this is going to be fun because this is a part 2 of our conversation with Jerry Douglas, the man, the myth, the legend, and hope you enjoyed part 1. I know we sure enjoyed the whole thing, and you're definitely going to enjoy the second half of our conversation, so yeah, definitely looking forward to that for sure. So, but what
I'm still just so humbled that he took the time to do that with us.
Yeah, me too.
I think that's really cool.
Yep. Yeah, me too. It meant a lot to us, and I know it meant a lot to you as well. So we're just so many cool stories that came from that conversation we had with him, and just some things that you'll never hear anywhere else. And so it's really, really cool.
That's absolutely
true. But anyway,
absolutely true.
You had a good week, man. You played the Grand Ole Opry.
I did. I played the Grand Ole Opry this past weekend with Rhonda. Went down there, played some more banjo.
Man, you might get good at that one.
One of these days, maybe if I keep up with it, I might get caught back up to at least halfway decent status. But so far it's still a work in progress. But it was a lot easier to do this time than it was last.
Well,
except for one huge moment.
What happened?
Well, we had Chris Scruggs was joining us, and then a young man by the name of Jared Manzo. And Chris is the grandson of Earl Scruggs.
I was about to ask.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
And he currently plays bass for Marty Stewart, the Fabulous Superlatives.
Well,
but he also has a radio spot on 650 AM WSM. And Friends and Neighbors, it's called. Huh. And anyway, he came and played guitar. And of course, jokingly, I said, no pressure playing banjo in front of Earl Scruggs' grandson.
Yeah.
But the good thing is he's, not a banjo player. So,
right.
So that's great. But it went well, except the last song I decided to kick off in A when it was everybody else was in B flat.
Oh, so close.
But hey, yeah, it's one of those things. It was just close enough to where you could, I knew something was wrong. I just wasn't sure what it was yet. It took a minute to calculate in my brain.
It's just one fret off.
Yeah, and then it dawned on me. I was like, oh, no, this was supposed to be in B flat, and I forgot to change my capo.
Of course, then you had to retune for probably 5 minutes.
Well, no, luckily I didn't. I probably should have, but I didn't. I did. Luckily, I didn't get embarrassed. It was just one of those things where I just laughed at it with everybody else, and I just said in the mic, I said, you know what? When you're on the Grand Ole Opry, if you're going to mess up big.
That's right. Go for it.
That was a Grand Ole Opry size mistake. So,
absolutely.
But that's all right, man.
Well,
it happens. And
that's right. It happens to the best of you. That's a little ironic. Today I was watching videos on YouTube, and I saw a clip from the Porter Wagner show years ago, and Lester Flatt was on there, and a young Marty Stewart was playing mandolin with him on that episode. And so it's kind of ironic that Earl Scruggs, his grandson, plays with Marty Stewart. I didn't know that. That's kind of cool. A little bit of a connection, I guess. So, a little bit around the world connection, but hey, I mean, that's close enough for bluegrass. So
Yeah, it is. It's that 6 degrees of separation or something like that. They call that.
Yeah, it's the whole big family thing going on. So
Like
absolutely.
everybody is related to somebody in some way within 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know. I don't know enough to go into it any more than that. Nor do I care.
Exactly.
Nor do I care enough to go any further into it.
No doubt. No doubt. Well, hopefully, if you're listening to this and you're up in the Northeast, you're not totally slammed with this big blizzard that's coming in, killing the eastern side of the United States, like 2 and 3 feet of snow. So, if you get snowed in, then you can get caught up on all the Hometown Bluegrass Show podcast episodes. So, give you something.
Yeah, there you go. That's a great idea.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
This is episode 91, you said?
91, yes, sir.
Well, there you go. There's 90 episodes they could be listening
That's
to.
right.
They'd get caught up.
I think they're going to have plenty of time with all that snow. Oh, man. Well, let's take a break real quick, and then we got a lot of great conversation with Jerry Douglas. This is part 2 coming up right after this quick break from our sponsors. Our conversation with Jerry Douglas, part 2, coming your way, so hang tight.
Custom Automotive in Calvert City, Kentucky has been a family-operated business for over 50 years. When you call Custom Automotive, you'll talk to an experienced tire and wheel expert. They install wheels and tires on thousands of vehicles every year in addition to their online sales. Stop by and thank them for supporting bluegrass music. Custom Automotive, Highway 62, Calvert City, Kentucky, 270-395-7611. Or visit them online at customautoonline.com.
Looking for expert insurance advice from a team that truly knows Western Kentucky? At Paducah Insurance Agency, we're more than just policies. We're your neighbors, helping you protect what matters most. With locations in Paducah and Benton, Kentucky, we offer home, auto, business, and life insurance with top carriers like Erie Insurance, all at competitive rates. Locally owned and committed to your peace of mind, Jared Morgan and his team are here to help. Call Paducah Insurance Agency today at 855-853-4763 or visit paducahinsurance.com. Paducah Insurance, coverage you can count on from people you trust.
Howdy, friends. I'm Banjo Ben Clark, and you're listening to my good buddies Tim Batts and Josh Williams on the Hometown Bluegrass Show. You've tuned in because you like valuable conversation about the world's best music. And if you want more good stuff like that, come on over to my website, banjobenclark.com, where you can learn how to play and purchase anything you might need when it comes to bluegrass-related instruments and accessories. My Gold Pick members over there can access hundreds of lessons for banjo, guitar, and mandolin with all kinds of resources to help you move on down the road with your picking skills. And if you're looking to purchase something, the deals can't be beat at Banjo Ben's General Store. All there on the same website, banjobenclark.com. Now back to the show.
Yeah.
About that time, because we had just come out of when I moved here, they had just come out of what they called the urban cowboy scare with all the mechanical bulls and everything.
Right.
And everywhere. And, we'd already been through the Barbara Mandrell scare and the urban cowboy scare. And so then the new traditionalist movement came in, and with Ricky and Randy Travis and Emmy Lou first, then, her leading that whole procession of people who just came out, Ricky and Steve Warner and, oh man, it was a whole crop of them. That came out and are still going, still around, had longevity like a George Jones, if you think about it. Ricky's been doing it that long. He's been doing it, with his nose to the grindstone for that long. And Vince too. Vince was in Boone Creek too for a little while.
I've heard this, yeah.
And it was great. I kind of hired Vince myself because I just loved to hear him sing. I knew him from Oklahoma City when he was 14 or 15 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And Wes was writing all these great songs, and I thought, well, I can really imagine Vince singing these things, Vince and Ricky singing these things, and we had cut the first Boone Creek record, and we kept recording, and it kept going. Like we were almost signed by RSO Records. At the same time, they took Kansas instead of us. They got Kansas. Could have spared us a lot of blowing in the wind kind of thing. But and it just goes on, man. I got I got a I got some stories for you.
So for those who don't know, like myself, what is the Barbara Mandrell scare? I'm done. Is that when Steve Thomas went to work for her?
Well, he was working with her toward the end of it, after she had the big the Hollywood TV show and everything. But yeah, it was just like there was too much of that
Gotcha.
going on. It was like it wasn't country music. I have a theory, and it starts with blue. It's a dial, and it starts right up here. It starts with roots music, whatever that may be.
Mhm.
It could be old time music or bluegrass or something like that. That's not a shiny music, right? But you start going around the dial, and by the time you get down to the six, it's starting to lose what you loved about it. And then it starts to get shinier and shinier and shinier until you can't stand it anymore. And then roots,
Yeah.
starts over again.
Yeah.
But it's usually tied to a world event. It's like, Oh Brother was right after, or we recorded right before, and the record came out right before 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
All that, because I remember we did Letterman. We played on Letterman on the 7th, and coming back across the bridge going to LaGuardia, I just kind of looked back over my shoulder thinking, how does the world hold this up? This
Yeah.
spiky thing over here. And 4 days later, bang. And the first Circle record came out after and was so popular because of you know, Martin Luther King had just been shot. RFK had just been shot. Where Vietnam War was going on. People were looking for something honest.
Yeah.
And the music that we play and the music that we recorded for Oh Brother and that old, really old stuff was very grounding and very calming, and honest. So I think that's why it does that. I think it's why it starts, at the right at roots and then and then starts around the dial.
Mhm.
And I've seen it happen more than once here in town.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a bumper sticker. This is old time music better than it sounds. But
That's right.
I get it though, man. After when you start hanging out with a few really good old time players, you figure out there is a timing and there's a whole field that you didn't know anything about,
Oh, there absolutely is.
and it's
There absolutely
it's all
pocket.
math. Everything we do is math, but that has factors of built into it in different places that we're not used to. Drop
Well,
key.
it's the generational thing. A lot of people, they just learned. They don't even know why they learned it. They just learned it because their dad taught them or their grandpa taught them and stuff. And back then, that was just what they did.
Yeah, for the longest time, I thought, well, they're going to play it. They're just playing it this long because they're learning it, and now they all know it, so it's over.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of what it sounded like. But I've been hanging out with, Tatiana Hargraves, who's Alex Hargraves, who plays with Billy Strings, his sister. She plays old time fiddle, and dude, she's doing a Tex Logan record right now, and it's Tex Logan. It's so good. She's so good, and the old time thing is really alive, and is hard. It's hard to do it right. Doyle
Yeah.
you either did it right or you didn't do it at all.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
No in between.
But it has a rawness about it that I think is what people what draws people to it. You know, it's a honesty.
It sounds like something you could do, you know?
Yeah.
Sounds like, hey, think I could do that, you know?
Well,
And
and I think that's what draws people to bluegrass as well. You know, I mean, the honesty, the rawness of, especially back in the day. You know, now we make records that are polished just like anybody else's genres. You know, but back in the day when they cut records around one microphone, you know, you're not able to EQ a lead vocal and then have it perfect for the harmonies as well. You know, I mean, it was just there was that rawness about that was just to me that's what moved me about it. Like hearing Flat sing and hearing him sing about that far underneath the note on some things. But in the early stuff, I mean, even like all that was
boy, he was nailing it, the early stuff. He was,
yeah. I mean, it's just like on the thirds where he was singing a third. It's just that shy from it, but it's that way on purpose because of the soul that's in it.
I
You know?
know. It makes you want to put the note.
Yes.
It gets you involved in the whole picture. Yeah, that's and those guys, like now we sit in different rooms and we have a mix that favors us.
Mhm.
The way in our world, this is how it should sound. But yeah, and they were standing around one mic or two mics and or floating between two, using them for different things. And the sound wasn't what was going into the microphone. The sound is what was above all of them.
Mhm.
That's where the mix was. It's like how hard do you play when this guy's playing his lead? Like if you can't hear him, you're playing too loud. You have
Yeah.
to back off. This rules, and those guys knew what the rules were. And boy, it's amazing that those records turned out to sound the way they do. You know,
Yeah.
the
Yeah. And knowing Earl, for an example, knowing that the head that he had on the banjo with the way that it would tighten up and stuff, tuning it up made it feel better, made it sound better.
yeah,
So that what they were tuned up. Do you guys do that as the Earls? Do you guys tune up
yeah,
all that
yeah. I
stuff
mean,
sometimes?
they tuned. Johnny uh, says that when he'd see them rehearse, he said Flat would just walk in and throw his case open and hit his D string, and they all just tuned to that.
Oh
They
wow.
That's how but we tuned to 448. We
Oh
tuned.
wow. That
That's
far
where
over. That's
yeah, they tuned it. They were at like 451. They were almost a half. It's almost a half step.
wow.
Just so close to a half step. It keeps the harmonica player off the stage.
That's that's hilarious. Oh man.
He'll never find a good spot. Never.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
like, yeah, it throws some guests. We've had, we tell them,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
don't, we don't. It would be funny though, just not to tell them and just them think the neck's coming out of their mandolin or something.
Oh man. Have you guys ever had a harmonica player come up with you guys during that time and try
No,
to play with you?
absolutely not.
I can see why.
I think even a harmonica player would just go, no, that's a trap. There's something wrong there.
Yeah. Now, I know on the strictly instrumental record they had Charlie McCoy playing with them on that.
Yeah,
So that would have
they
been
tuned
a more
standard.
Nashville type of standard tuning or whatever.
They tuned standard for that. But those real old Flat and Scruggs things, uh, Mercury records and things, they're not sped up either. They're Earl said that they were just floating. They were playing everything fast.
Mm-hmm.
And the choreography is what I loved watching it happen, watching them come in and out of solos and knowing where they are, by
Yep.
listening to where this person is. And Johnny Warren, he would tap you on the shoulder with his fiddle bow to tell you where he was, where he's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love just standing and watching them. Even the Earls do that,
Yeah. Yeah.
Charlie come flying down the middle, and it all just kind of flows back.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Flatt and Scruggs like twice when I was a kid, so it was to me like seeing the Beatles.
Right. Right.
Beatles.
Somewhere I've got the photo of Flatt and Scruggs playing on stage, and right down front is Crow as a kid
Yeah,
watching them.
I've seen that picture.
Yeah.
A little flango. You don't know nothing about no flango. You know that story about Crow and Paul going to shopping in Shreveport, and Crow wanted to buy some peg leg pants, and he's already so skinny,
Yeah.
he and he put a pair on and came out, and Paul said, uh, the other singer, people don't know who Paul is, Paul Williams.
Oh yeah, Paul Williams. Yeah.
He said, you look like a flamingo. And Crow said, shut up, you don't know nothing about no flango.
Flango.
God.
And that's awesome.
Yeah.
I miss that guy, man, so much.
Yeah. We never, ever, ever had even the slightest heated word, even in that direction. It was never ever like that. He was like pop, to
Yeah.
me. I played a couple gigs with him after we had left. I still would go play a gig with him every once in a while, and it was really fun. I just needed to hear that crack of that banjo,
Yeah. Well, and you were on the Straight Ahead album too, which came out, what, 15 years after you left the band, I guess, or almost. That would have been the one.
Sam and I went up and did overdubs on that, right? I think that was the time we drove up from Nashville, had a day with Crow and all those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had you and Sam come up for that?
Yeah. We tried to play a tape of Duke and Cookie for him. We emptied the room.
He didn't like the strength in numbers?
Not that Duke and Cookie.
Oh, different Duke and Cookie.
Yeah, different. Tell you sometime.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh no, those guys were, it was a different world at that point with Crow. We had that much distance, but we had played on a couple of records together. Tony, Crow said Tony's rent's due. We're cutting another record.
That's funny.
It seemed like we were out there every 6 months, but I loved going there, so I didn't care. It was fun.
Yeah. So what was the settings like for the album band recordings?
We were downstairs at Arch Street. That first record of Tony's that's called Rattlesnake, the green cover.
Mm-hmm.
That was cut. We cut that upstairs, but the room was so live that doing a fix or even some edits were impossible because of the ringing in the room. It was too alive. So we started cutting. We cut part of Manzanita up there, but then we moved downstairs, and Billy Wolf at that point had set it all up downstairs, and we were in different booths, but they weren't far apart. It was pretty tight. It was just that, I don't know. It was alchemy of the place, being in Berkeley and, in this beautiful house that had lemon trees right outside the door. And for us living in the East in Kentucky and
Right.
in Nashville, it was like, oh boy, this is, I love coming here. Place. I just like being here. And you take the fly into San Francisco, and Tony would pick you up in his car, Space Grass, and then you
Space
go to
Grass.
the house and hang out, and I would hang out all night and listen to jazz all night long, and then we go play the hardcore bluegrass the next day. It was kind of a stretch, but yeah, it was fun. We had a whole situation there. We had a hotel we stayed at all the time. Crow loved that hotel. Uh, it had waitresses had hot pants on. He loved it. Uh, and oh, it was just fun for us to get together. I think just to have that reunion, of with Doyle and Hicks and and Vassar later, and I loved the first two records that came out. I was thinking, my goodness, this is the real thing. I'm getting enthusiastic about bluegrass all over again. And then they asked me to play, and I thought, oh man, we're gonna have cards and letters for this one.
But
But
I think that's what makes number three. You're playing on there. The first two were great,
oh man,
but with number three, I mean, right out of the gate, Devil in Disguise, you're coming in on the dobro solo, just nailing it. And it's just like that's what it was.
Hmm.
Not that the other lacked, but it was that other dimension that come in that I think it just made it.
Well,
Made it much more special.
Did the same thing that probably for Flat and Scruggs when Josh came into their band. It just kind of spread things out a little bit more sonically,
Mm-hmm.
and suddenly you got this thing that can back vocals like a
Yeah.
fiddle. So yeah, and boy, I didn't say no. I thought, goodness, how can you top what you've already done? I thought they were great records. So I was happy to do it. Happy to do it and see my pals and play music with them. And yeah, we had a great time. And it was always really funny. And as, we'd go out. Tony would send me and Todd Phillips. We'd get in a Todd's car, and there was only a back seat and a driver's seat in his car because he put his bass in where the left seat, where the passenger seat used to be. So it was like being chauffeured around in this Valiant, this little, and we'd be the ones to go out and get the food, to go to Giant Hamburger and get the food, or go to the liquor store.
Mm-hmm.
There were really some good liquor store experiences. Is We started drinking monk beer. We'd find any Trappist monk beer, and we'd get into that for a while. Tony was Tony'd be yelling, "Flux, get some monkey beer while you're out there."
Monkey beer. Oh, that's awesome.
But Todd and I were we were always the younger ones, so we had to go do all the grunt work. Yeah.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. So the stuff that you cut with Tony, obviously, I mean, it stands as some of the greatest material ever. I think it's some of my favorite stuff, like especially on which, I mean, I loved all the stuff you guys did together, but I think his Native American album was probably my favorite with the stuff that you did on there.
That was my favorite record of all
With
of them.
with the stuff that you played on Night Flyer, just it was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know where it would come from. It was just him playing what he'd play against you was never in your way, you know? But at the same time, it was like all around you.
Yeah.
He didn't get in your way. He was really great at following you down a rabbit hole.
Mm-hmm.
And then, or, some rhythmic thing that would kick you back into, out of your dream you were in.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was really like unlike any guitar player that I'll ever play with, I'm sure. But uh, and the stuff that he chose in the keys were really good for me because he's because he's a guitar player that you know he's going to think that way, and I'm basically a guitar player, and uh, so we could go to school on each other a little bit,
Mhm.
but especially me on him, just knowing how to back his vocals and then how to get us into the chorus, or something like that. That's where we were really powerful, I thought,
Yeah.
in having these segues, and just knowing how we were going to do it without saying anything about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just from playing together so much.
Hmm.
Yeah, he was. We did many a mile, so Bill Snowden would say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was that's
hated losing him, man.
yeah, me too.
I felt like I'd lost him a long time before I lost him, though.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
I understand
there
that.
were other people around that were talking to him, but he wasn't talking to us. And one day he just called me out of the blue, though. I said,
Hmm.
there he was.
Yeah.
And after us calling, and getting no response and just kind of giving up,
Hmm.
and give it one more shot once in a while. But yeah, I talked to him for about an hour and a half the last time, and it was good. It's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was similar with me as far as the conversation wise, which I mean, I never had the background with him that you did. I just uh I never could get past the hero aspect. I mean, I played beside him uh almost 5 years and was still kind of in awe of him the whole time. And but when my dad passed away, which was June of 2017, uh I hadn't heard from him in quite some time and stuff, and had reached out and didn't get anything back or whatever. And uh, anyway, I I had got a text from him the night that Dad passed away, and it said, "Josh, are you there?" And I sent back, "Yes." Of course, Josh, are you there? Was all caps.
Yeah, of course.
How we texted, and
Motorola.
and I sent back yes, and then my phone rang, and it was Tony, and I talked to him probably it was at least an hour. It may have been
Yeah,
not.
when he got going, when he got going, he had a lot to say.
Mhm.
I wish we had talked more often so we could have gotten more of that out, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
and and keep him from isolating. And that was always the danger. But yeah, he was special. You won't run into anybody like that again. Uh, that started with me. It started when I joined Crow. Our apartments weren't that far apart, so I would just go over around 4 o'clock when Tony'd be getting up, and I'd have breakfast with 4 o'clock. We had to.
never changed.
It never changed. It's just like that was the way. I don't know how you do it, but he did it. Yeah, he always, he didn't need to be around a bunch of people. That was the thing. But especially after doing all those years in those clubs, all
Yeah,
you wouldn't want to see anybody. Yeah.
yeah. We played. I played out in Colorado with him and Peter, and I'd flown out there and had intended on flying back, and he said, why don't you ride back with me? I was like, okay, cool, I can do that. When you leaving? He's like, oh, about 2 hours. Dude, it's midnight, man. Like, that's what we did. We drove all the way. We got to Hayes, Kansas at like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, and he got a room, and we crashed out until about, I don't know, 6 or 7 o'clock the next night, and then we got up and drove the rest of the way.
When we did the what we called the Trachis tour, Tony Rice was Trachis.
That's awesome.
he uh, he would not ride the bus. I said, Tony. He said, well, I won't be able to smoke. I said, yes, you can. There's a window up there. You can put that window down, and it goes right out. You can smoke all night long. I'll get you a steering wheel. I told him, I'll get you a steering wheel that you can hold and smoke. And he just didn't want to. He wanted to follow us in that Mustang, and he held up pretty good for the first week or so, and then he started missing sound checks,
Mhm.
and it was better that he didn't come to sound check than if he just stayed up and played the gig. Yeah, we understood. We all knew what was coming.
Yeah.
Fun.
Ron's talked about that with before. He said that was kind of, had he done that, it would have been able to do its entirety or whatever, or at least most of it. But he said it didn't take long to know that wasn't gonna
Well, he
be.
didn't sleep at night, so that wasn't going to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just hard for him to get up. Ever tell you that story about him and Norman out, and Norman having Tony went in to get a shower. They were late. Tony got a shower and came back out and said, Norman, did you get a shower? And he said, well, I had a choice between a shower and a ham and cheese, and I took the ham and cheese.
Oh my gosh,
No, it's just oh
that's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. I think I was saying earlier, it was just like it was so cool. We've There's some of us that have had these careers that kind of set in the middle between the generations. We got to play Bill Monroe and Jim and Jesse and Flat, and Earl, but we got to play with you, and we got to play with Thiele, and but every once in a while there's just this big renaissance period where there's a whole new class comes out, and just it's happening now. It's happening right now with and there are a lot more women, which has really changed the course of it. But it's great. The stuff that's coming out, the stuff that everyone is doing. It's growing. And I think I'm going to have to come out with another Earl's record to just slow it all down a little bit.
You guys have any more of those in the works at all?
We're talking about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of hard to stop.
Yeah. Well,
Started. Yeah. But we
makes
haven't done
good and
anything in
moves
a long
fun.
time, but it's just, we're talking about it. We got some ideas.
Yeah,
Rounders really wants to.
well, good. We had Sean on here back not that long ago, and he was saying that hopefully there would be something in the works.
Yeah. Oh, and yeah, that's one thing, is he's out there. He's out this year is a total write off for me, because I'll be out with Allison all summer, the whole
Mhm.
rest of the year practically. But he's got the whole Sis Draper thing going on.
Yeah.
That's cool. That sounds good.
It really does, man.
He looks like Wyatt Earp and Cody had a baby. Like
I told him he looks a little bit like John Anderson in that hat.
I went to John Anderson's induction, and when he came out, and he sat down in the crowd, and the first guy to come out and sing, a John Anderson song, it looks like it's John Anderson, but it was Camp.
That's
I was just like, damn, dude, black, everything black, his hair is long, silver beard, the
yeah.
whole thing. And I was like, what is this what kind of joke is this? But he sings his brains out, man.
Oh yeah.
I love his singing. Yeah, I, I like him. We get along so good. We have our little band spats. It's really funny. But
I would actually love to be a fly on the wall during one of those. I think I
oh,
would get a kick out of it.
it's really it's wild. It's wild because he's Elvis, you know. Camp is Elvis.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's
even got the license plate, man.
well, his mama says that he wanted to be Elvis when he was little. He would had all the moves down and everything, you know. I'd love to see that. But you know, he can't stay still in that. I love that. You know, it's kind of dangerous to go in to sing because he's still trying to figure out where he's going to be.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He and I used to be neighbors, man. When I was still living out in the Burns area, we both lived on Baker's Work Road out there, and he still
Uh,
got his. But yeah, we were neighbors. We hung out quite a bit, so good. And so you just got back from your from being over in the UK. You're still doing the transatlantic sessions thing, then? How
yeah.
long has that been going on?
Well, the first one we did was in '95. So
Yeah.
so that's 31 years ago. That one
Wow.
was filmed, and we filmed six six series, 6 episodes per series, and those were all by the BBC
Hmm.
over there. And then Brexit happened, you know, so all that stuff went out the window. No more of that, especially if you're Scottish, I think.
Yeah.
And but so then we decided to do 2 nights of it, rehearse, get everybody in and rehearse in Glasgow and do 2 nights there. And they have a really great concert hall. We do 2 nights there, and then we do about 8 concerts after that. Just go down through the UK.
Hmm.
Some really beautiful places and some beautiful old halls, you know, playing 2,500, 3,000 people a night doing this thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's Celtic music there. This year, Daryl Scott was on it, and Kathy Mattea, and really great Scottish singer named Karine Polwart. You should check her out. And a beautiful Irish, a Gaelic singer, Muireann Nick Olive is how you say her name, but you can't. It doesn't look like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, silent H's and B's and stuff.
Oh, of course. Yes.
So, but it was all this mixture of that, and plus there's this whole band of monsters of Kelt, John McCusker, and Ali Bain is he's been the fiddle guy over there. He's from Shetland, but he's the fiddle monster. And now John's like the new fiddle monster, and Mike McGoldrick is a piper and plays whistles and all this kind of stuff, low flutes and stuff. And we've got accordion, piano, drums, and bass. And John
Yeah.
Doyle plays guitar,
Oh,
like having a freight train behind you.
yeah. Yeah. That guy's unbelievable.
Yeah, when we play these tunes, man, it's just incredible the amount of tunes that I play over there that I've never heard, you know, and each set of tunes is probably 3 or 4 different songs, 3 or 4 different tunes in it.
Hmm.
And somebody yells, and then you know it's coming, you know,
Yep.
here comes the new song. But it's 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 so great, you know, and my ancestry is Scottish, so it was great for me always to go back, you know, every year and visit that place and, you know, walk the same streets that those guys did, you know,
Yeah.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
It's incredible, that feeling of it. So yeah, I just got back from that. I left right before the ice storm, and I just got back from that. And tomorrow I'm doing a Billy String session. Uh, so it never stops.
Yeah, man.
Quite the variety.
It's yes, it is. It's great that to get to play, you know, with Bill, stand on the stage with Bill Monroe, and then but to be able to still be, I don't know how we slipped in the slipstream, you know,
Yeah.
and then go do a couple shows with Billy and all these monsters, all you monsters. fun. It's fun to play with the, it's still it's the same language, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's cool that you've crossed so many genres with your instrument.
My
That
instrument allowed me to do that in a lot of ways because it's my fret is in my left hand, so I can cross into blues really quick, or
Mhm.
old country, or jazz. You know, it's we all dabble
Yeah.
and all these things. I had not played rap music until I recorded with Gangsta Grass.
Yeah,
Their first single,
I'm
"The
familiar.
Only Way Out Is Through." Yeah,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
that was so fun, man.
I bet.
Yeah. Oh God, it's so great. And the main guy does all the music for the show Justified.
Oh,
Yeah.
my favorite
So
shows.
it's kicking. Yeah, constantly
I used to
kicking.
love that theme song. That was a killer song.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what they sound like
Yeah,
all the time.
that's so cool.
I saw him follow Del McCurry at Gray Fox one year, and I was an artist in residence. I was getting beaten up by everybody, played with everybody that day, one of those gigs. And I was on stage with those guys, and they were just kind of getting their stuff all set up, and everybody had left because Dell had played. So that these nobody really wanted to stick around and see something called Gangster Grass. They didn't know what it was. And then one of the rappers said, "They'll be back when they hear this shit." And we started playing, and man, they did. They all come back. They all came back.
Oh, that's
It was
awesome.
stomping. It was kicking in that place. It was really, really like a Fellini movie. It was like, where did they come from? Yeah,
That's awesome.
crazy. Yeah,
That,
I had never seen anything like that. That was great. But
so was that just kind of were you just kind of thrown in with that and be like, here, play along with this, or did you
I
have time to like really work on it, or
no, well, I did. I think they sent me. They were one of the only people to send me anything. But so I was the guy that year I did it 2 years, just played with everybody,
yeah,
just like at large. I'd
hmm
play, get up and play with Sister Sadie or whoever was on stage. I played with everybody until they got tired of me,
yeah,
I got tired of me before they did. But what are you gonna do? But that was one of those years. I had played with Dell right before I played with them, and it was just I just wanted to. I was anxious to get that one under my belt. It was really
yeah,
so much fun. Yeah, and it all is. Its music are all a different attitude,
hmm
and I've spent so much of my life being the chameleon, just kind of trying to blend in and trying to blend in and just take on whatever attitude, altitude everybody's playing at,
hmm
and and try to fit into that, and and try to leave it better than you found it,
yeah.
the whole idea.
So from you've worked your whole career becoming Jerry Douglas and having your sound, and then you guys take on the Earls of Leicester, and like what was there any uh was that like something that you could just enter into playing more like Josh Graves? Did that come naturally to you, or was that something that you actually sat down and was like, oh, this is completely different than what I'm doing, or anything like that? Like, I'm just curious.
It was to me, it was like going back to grammar school. It's like going back to the fundamentals of the whole thing.
Yeah,
I loved the way he played, but I couldn't be that. I
yeah,
had to be something else. So I figured that out. But going back just channel him and play just like him, try to play exactly like him. try to figure out what finger, where he was in the neck, where did that string okay, it doesn't sound right on the first string. He must have played it on the second string farther up the neck, it's
Yeah.
things like that. But we, especially for the first Earls record, we studied it, man, like down to like the backup was in the same place. The banjo backed up in the same place, the fiddle, everybody. We did it verbatim, as close as we could get it.
Yeah.
And it was good. I mean, the first rehearsal we had, and everybody came over here, and Camp showed up with a hat on and the boots and a suit and the tie and everything. He was like he was ready to hit the road that night, like.
Wow.
And we got through the first half of On My Mind or something like that, and I just like, whoa, this is better than I could have imagined it being, because it wasn't about it. We were trying to play like they played, trying to actually play like that, and it's hard. It's hard.
Mhm.
So many things that they did that are kind of like, backward now, you know, play play them different, play the
Yeah.
same lick in a different place, strangely. But we really studied on those records to make them as close. I always thought of it as Flat and Scruggs the next day.
Yeah.
Wake up and you go in and you go, oh, let's do it again like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I think we're going to do a record of all our own material, but it be Flat and Scruggs doing.
Yeah. Still in you guys' style that you've been doing it as.
We could do it. Yeah, we could do them. It has to pass a litmus test, though.
Yeah.
It's dangerous. It's really dangerous to do something like that. And so you can be found out to be a traitor.
Yeah. I get it, man.
So it's harder to play it right. We played it right. It was good. It was
Yeah.
sounded like them. Terry Gross did a thing on the radio on uh, Fresh Air where they started out playing. It was Flat and Scruggs playing the song, and it faded it into us, and it was good enough. It was good enough to
That's
pass
awesome.
to pass my test. I thought, whoa, you could hear just a little tuning shift.
Yeah.
But we tried to cut it. Well, we cut it with a deck of tree. We had microphones everywhere.
Really?
We could get the source from all over the place. Yeah, the deck of tree is like four or three M50s. They look like the big 49s, like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But those three hanging, and it just gets everything.
That's awesome, man.
They always cut with. There was one of those around. Uh, and that's kind of the way we cut the music for Oh Brother, was the same way. You didn't walk up to a microphone, you walked into a zone,
Oh,
and all these microphones, all these old ribbons were up there, and they pull it in. It's a real, it's a different school of recording,
yeah.
way different. You got to have the gear for it. Can't.
Yeah. That's,
Pro Tools doesn't quite cut it when it comes to that.
I would love it if more people could do it that way, though. I think there would be a greater appreciation.
You'd be a better band if you could. You'd
Yeah.
be a better band. It's too easy to get off and uh, I used to know a guy who would rehearse his next solo during someone else's. Uh, it's like stabbing your colleague in the back. It's like, but it's too easy to get off and do that. Kind of thinking about your own thing when you could be thinking about what you're hearing. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
finding your way through it that way. Yeah.
It's awesome, man. Well, Jerry, thank you, dude, so much.
You're
for this.
welcome.
This is
I enjoyed it.
a
I could
blast.
keep going, but we should do this again sometime.
Man, I'd love to have you back on. I know Tim would too. We'd love to have you back on here anytime you want, man. You just
Well, I'll holler, but you holler if things get if the ratings get too high, call me. We'll bring them right back down.
Oh, we do a good enough job of that on our own. Thank you.
Anyway, it was good to talking to you guys.
man, it was great talking to you too. Great to catch up. I hope we get to hang out soon.
Yeah, someplace, when April gets here, I'm a gone dog.
I understand.
But
Yeah, we won't see Ron either, so I know how that goes.
no, Ron, we'll all be gone, and
Yep.
we just kind of disappeared out of everyone's life for 6 months, and then boom, pop out again. And where have you been? Where'd you go?
Allison Land.
It's a
You gotta
strange,
do it. You
strange
gotta do it.
existence.
It's a good paycheck though, man. You got to do it. Man's got to do what a man's got to do.
That's right. That's
And
right.
you get to play with somebody that sings that damn good. I mean,
Every night is like a gift. It's like standing up there listening to these people do what they do. I mean, it's so smooth. It gets like it's better than a record. It's better
Yeah.
than a record up there some nights.
So what has Russell added? Do you think, Jerry? Obviously,
Russell has a range that we didn't have. And he's singing these songs from the new record. The stuff that he's singing, any of that bluegrass stuff anyway, he would have nailed it anyway, because he's just, I think, and he and Dan, I've always thought of as, like we were saying, come out of the same class, the same learning class, same time zone, coming up through the same stuff, trying to find the stuff to sing. And, Russell hit pay dirt early with Doyle, and then struggled all those years with his band, and has had his band all this time, and they kill it. They busy all the time. But yeah, man, he just brought a thing. We loved it with Dan too. It's like, well, what are you going to do? I mean, he needed to go do that, what he's doing. So
Yeah.
I totally understand that. And but then we had to find somebody who could do that, And Russell's, yeah, he's been, he's not the strong, forceful guitar player that other guys have been. But that's where what's his name? I'm trying to think of Jason Burleson's son's name.
yeah, Jacob.
Jacob's coming in, and he is that,
Mm-hmm.
and the mandolin too, and the fiddle. We have a fiddle player. Play the damn fiddle.
right.
I will say,
Songs that just to make her play the fiddle. I've written songs that were just to make her play the fiddle.
that's awesome.
It'll be fine. But yeah, with Jacob around, it's going to be good. It's hard for me to think about it because, I gave him a dobro bar when he was like 9 years old or something, and I told him, I said, the dobro bar I gave you, lose it. Don't ever touch it. Don't ever touch one ever again. No dobro. Do you hear me?
He's a great musician, man. He really
Yeah. He was off playing bass with somebody else a couple of days ago. He's playing bass somewhere, and I went, he's a bass player?
he's a player. He's a everything player.
Just a player. Yeah, I guess he's just,
He's just a bluegrass musician, man.
we're just going to have to educate him out there while he's out there with us.
I didn't get to see you guys live. I mean, I saw a bunch of videos and stuff. I wasn't able to get out to one of the shows. Everybody else in Southern Legacy was able to, and I hate that I didn't get to. But seeing Stewart come in there with making up for certain parts that Dan did, just the role alone on Dust Bowl Children is
It'd eat him every night. It would eat him every night.
Man, that is
It's
the
hard,
weirdest
man.
role on the face of the planet, you know. But I mean, for him to get it, you know, I mean, I was
cut that
impressed. I
with
mean, he's awesome
Pete,
anyway, but you know,
when I cut that with Pete Rowan, when we first cut that, I said, "You got to play like the band ain't going to show up, Pete.
yeah,
You are the band now.
yeah,
You play the whole role."
yep,
Yeah. So yeah, I've known that song for a while, but yeah, it's hard. There was a lot of hard stuff there, and some stuff just like it was hard to find tempos. He had a lot he had a lot to do. There was a
yeah.
lot to do.
No, of
Not
course
like little.
he did it though.
Yeah. It was
Nailed
great.
it.
It was great. We'll try it
But I
this
do hope to catch you guys this year. So
You know what's cool is to go somewhere that not here, not Nashville, but go somewhere, Des Moines or somewhere, you know, where
Mhm.
where you can just where everything is new and hear it. Yeah, I've told a lot of people that just don't, you know, it's I know it's close to see some shows around here, but finding a destination, taking somebody with you, and just to go, take down it's worked out good for the people who did it so far.
Yeah.
It's that kind of thing. We're playing some really scenic places, so it's good. It's good to get out and see those kind of things.
Well, I hope to see you guys, man. But best to the family. So glad you're okay after the. Of course, you know that you wasn't here for it, but at least your truck is.
It's been resurrected.
It has been. That's good.
Yeah, it's. I got it running. I pulled it out from underneath all that stuff. That stuff's all gone today. Yeah, it's starting to clean up around here, but we got a lot more trees to take down now. So
yeah.
It'll be years.
What are you gonna do? So you fellas take it easy.
Dude, thank you so much.
Next time.
Thanks, Jerry.
Bet,
Okay.
Jerry. Thanks, brother.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
The Gibson Brothers are coming to the Kentucky Opry.
Happy people all around me, but I've never felt so low. It's just one more night without you everywhere I go.
The Gibson Brothers, Saturday night, March 21st.
Who makes me forget all the other girls I've met? Sweet little Miss Blue Eyes.
The Gibson Brothers.
We don't know where we're going, but we sure are making good time.
The Gibson Brothers, bringing the bluegrass to the Kentucky Opry. Saturday night, March 21st. For reservations, call the Opry or go to KentuckyOpry.com.
I'm troubled in mind. If trouble don't kill me.
The Lake House Inn at Sled Creek has undergone complete renovation in 2023. Our outdoor space is unlike any other at Kentucky Lake. With 2 in-ground pools, 18 rooms, and 4 cabins, we're just a stone's throw away from Kentucky Dam. If you're looking to make memories with your family, this nostalgic inn is for you. Welcome to your lake house, where modern meets rustic and becomes home. Reserve online at lakehouseinn.com.
Hey, this is Josh Williams for Page Capos. The Page Capo is lightweight, durable, and quickly attaches and allows you to change frets with ease. With controlled tension capabilities, Page Capo always stays in tune. But don't just take my word for it. Page Capos is also used by folks like Vince Gill, Ron Block, Tim O'Brien, Cody Kilby, Tommy Emmanuel, and James Taylor. So don't trust just any capo. Use what the pros use. Listen to the Hometown Bluegrass Show podcast for your chance to win a Page Capo on every episode. Do what I do and trust Page Capos. Order online at pagecapo.com.
All right. Thank you so much for Page Capo's support and all that they do. So just be sure and listen to this complete episode and stay tuned and go to our Facebook page on Friday morning when this episode is posted. And all you got to do is answer the question that we ask on there, and you can win a McEwen guitar pick or a Page Capo. So wonder if Jerry Douglas uses a Page Capo. I don't know. We didn't ask him that, did we?
I don't know who he has his own.
Oh
brand
yeah,
of
probably
papers,
his own. Yeah.
but I don't know who makes those.
Well, we asked
We
him.
should have asked him.
I know it. We asked him a lot of stuff, so I think we wore him out. So, but that's such a great conversation, and oh my gosh, just good stuff all the way around. So, I think we could have talked to him for another hour. I believe.
I think he would have done it.
I think he would have. We caught him on a night where he was luckily nothing much else to do except chat with us. So,
Yeah. Well, I let him pick the date. I just told him whenever he could do it, and he told me the 16th, and I said, you got it.
there we go. Well, we'll take it and be plumb thrilled about it. So,
Absolutely.
anyway. Well, good deal, man. Another great episode, and looking forward to next week. Our guest Cindy Bauckham will have on the show. So, looking forward to talking to Cindy. I know you got a lot of catching up with her to do. I'm sure some good old Terry stories and lots of fun stuff. So,
Definitely.
yep, more great interviews coming your way. Ben Isaacs, Wayne Benson, and more great bluegrass stars are going to be subject to punishment from me and Josh here on the Hometown Bluegrass Show. They don't know what they're getting into. But
I'm glad they're doing it.
Me too. Absolutely. So, well, I'm glad to do it with you, man. I appreciate you so much. And just can't wait till next time. And just always remember, if you got time to breathe,
you got time for music.
Bye.
That's going to do it for this episode of the Hometown Bluegrass Show. Thanks for spending some time with your hosts, Tim Batts and Josh Williams. We hope you learned a little and laughed a lot. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode from the heart of bluegrass. Until next time, keep picking, keep grinning. Tim and Josh look forward to seeing you down the road.